Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good day, depending on what time it is for you. It's good to see everybody. Good to be here. Hope you had a great weekend. Little bit early this morning. Had to start a little bit early for the news segment. Then we'll have a bit of a break, and then we'll be back to hop into our gaming segment today for some Witcher 3. Bit of a wonky day. I'm hitting a few weeks here of just having some rando, having to get life stuff taken care of. So there's a bit of wonkiness in the schedule a little bit, but I'm doing everything I can to limit the impact it has on the stream schedule, okay? But today is just one of those days where, unfortunately, it is going to affect things a little bit, which is why we are starting early, just a little bit early. Get the news segment taken care of. I'll have a bit of a break, probably about around an hour and a half. We'll finish up the news segment here in roughly an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. And we will... No. Yeah, about that. Hour and 45 minutes. Hour and 45 minutes, roughly. Hour and 45 minutes. And then we'll have about an hour and a half break, something like that, where the stream will be down, and then I'll be back so we can play around in our Witcher 3 playthrough for day 16. But it will also, unfortunately, probably have to end a bit earlier than our normal, stop time of around 3 p.m. Central. So, just because of things going on today. Sorry, I know, bummer, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and do what we do now that everybody has an idea of what today has to offer as far as the stream. And let's jump into our video gaming news segment, which is why we are all here right now. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go. We read about this yesterday. I'm not going to jump into this. There was a Borderlands update yesterday, or maybe even the night before, that was for the older Borderlands games. We're talking Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel, which was just for the news feeds within the games, but apparently it broke the game significantly. Apparently they're working on it, trying to figure it out, but we'll find out, I'm sure, whenever they finally get it fixed. Apparently it's not fixed yet. Stray, again, a lot of people are loving Stray, and that is a great thing to hear. I've been following it for a long time. I want to play it very badly. We'll get to it at some point. Looks like ASRock is going to start producing monitors, gaming monitors. My experience has been that ASRock is primarily a computer motherboard manufacturer, but I'm not sure what other lines of products they are currently manufacturing. So there you go. I'm not going to dive into that. Just know that we'll probably see in the future, once they start rolling out their lineup of monitors, we'll see some stuff come out, and maybe we'll take a look at that. See what they have to offer. Dark Souls 3 Steam update suggests imminent multiplayer. Are they really half a year later finally getting the servers back online from Software? Half a year later. Ooh, Apex Legends accidentally shows off new character. Here we go. We read about this a couple of days ago, and this is a really cool article. This has to do with procedurally generated storylines, AI generated procedural storylines. and a game is coming out on the 28th on Steam. They actually have their own website and everything too. It's God, what is the name of that? Let me pull it up real quick and show you. That way you're aware. It's not what I wanted. It's just AI Dungeon, I think. Yeah. AI Dungeon comes out on the 28th. The one on Steam is going to be a smaller engine run kind of version, but there are a lot of different versions of this AI story-driven engine on their actual website for this game. It's a very graphics like hardware intensive kind of operation. So it makes sense that the one coming to Steam is a bit more low key than some of the other ones you can play on their actual website. But I highly recommend checking it out if you're into very story driven games, RPG stuff like that. Check this out. This is going to be a really really cool thing. Okay, but if you want a deep dive into what it actually has to offer, look at our news segment from July 23rd. It should be out there on YouTube. Okay. Black Panther video game teased by Insider. See what that's about. Get a free year of Switch Online when you, it looks like, buy some Switch games or something. Let's take a look. I'm not going to dive into this article right now. I will give you my advice. How to save money when you buy video games, consoles, tech in general. Okay. There are always times of the year whenever things like this are going to go on sale. Specifically, there are usually summer sales. PlayStation's doing a summer sale right now. We've seen Steam and Epic do their summer sales. Amazon just finished up doing their Prime Day stuff where you can get a lot of sales. And there are usually times during the middle of the year in the summer, and at the end of the calendar year during around the holiday seasons, it's usually referred between the end of November and the beginning of the new year, where you'll find a lot of sales as well, right? My advice is, unless you are actually in a crunch to get something very, very quickly, take your time, do your research, and shop around. Get the best bang for your buck that you can. Make sure that you're doing your research on whatever type of product that you're in the market for, to make sure that the manufacturer, the maker of the product, the model of whatever manufacturer you're going with, is going to be the best that you can possibly get for the money that you're going to spend. Okay, that is the way I've always gone about purchasing things for myself. It has proven to be a pretty good way to go about addressing the purchases on anything substantial, even sometimes things that aren't necessarily that big of a purchase. The sites that I recommend people use are both Slick Deals. This is a very nice community-driven site where you can find all kinds. You go up here, they've got categories. You want to go video games, click video games. It's going to bring up all kinds of stuff that go with video games, and then you can filter out things over here on the left, right? It's community-driven, so you're going to see the more thumbs up they have, the better of a deal that everybody across the community thinks these are, right? And you'll see what, play around the site. You'll get more familiar with it. It's, again, community driven. You can see reviews from people on these, like Mario Kart 8 right here. You click it, you'll get reviews from people, what they say about the game, their experience with it, anything you're in the market for. This is not just for technology or anything either. Anything you're in the market for here, tech stuff as well, just tech in general. You can go look at tech, TVs, computers, clothing, accessories, what have you. It's a very, very nice site. This is video gaming news, but so that's specifically what I'm trying to aim people towards is if you're in the market, especially when there are a lot of different sales going on, because you'll see that nowadays, right? You'll see nowadays where if Amazon's doing a sale, Target starts doing a sale, Best Buy starts doing a sale, everybody wants to get in on whatever the other outlet could potentially be getting from the sale that they're putting on, right? And so the best thing you can do is maybe come to a site such as Slick Deals to see the best deals across all of those sites. And that's what they do here. You'll find sales from Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, Walmart, Costco. I mean, you name it, it's going to be on here. All kinds of online stores, stuff like that. So a very nice site. Also, another great site is Artings that I'll use. You can compare all kinds of different technology and stuff. Televisions, headphones, monitors, soundbars, mice, keyboard, peripherals, all kinds of stuff. You get very in-depth reviews. You can also compare side by side different makes and models of particular pieces of equipment within these categories to see which ones stack up against each other that you might be in the market for, that you're interested in multiples, right? So great site. I'll throw this in chat real quick. That is TLDR, how I would recommend people go about. Let's just go back and grab that Slick Deals real quick. Go about addressing, and there are plenty of other sites out there, I'm sure. That's just what I have gravitated towards using myself. It's proven to be a pretty nice system for reviewing things as well as looking for good deals on making purchases for myself. Okay, so but do your research. Find some sites that you're comfortable with that don't seem biased or to be promoting certain brands, and do your very best to get the most out of what you're looking to spend for whatever product you're in the market for. Okay, nobody else is going to do a better job for you than you will on making purchases. Let's just be honest. This is actually going into. I kind of want to read this. The title of this is that Prime Gaming subscribers can get some Overwatch loot boxes, but this is also addressing countries that are criticizing loot boxes and stuff like that. Let's bring this up real quick and see what this is going into. 2K has delisted almost all the WWE games on Steam. Let's see what that's about. Ubisoft reportedly planning to already cancel a new multiplayer game. See what's up there. Let's go ahead and pivot real quick. Read that yesterday. Most people are familiar with a lot of the ins and outs of the consoles that they own and familiar with, but it's a cool little article we went over yesterday that might you know, inform people on some of the more discrete features and options that are in some of these consoles, more modern consoles that you might not be aware of. So if you're interested, we took a look at it yesterday. Go look at yesterday's video gaming news segment on YouTube, okay? We also read that yesterday too, as well. The best PlayStation 2 games that you can access as a PS Plus subscriber right now. We've got that up. We'll see that today. Oh, oh. I think that what we just pulled up is that their Ubisoft's Roller Champions will soon be canceled, which is actually pretty funny. We just tried this out a few weekends ago. Within the I think about a month ago, we tried out Roller Champions, and it was very buggy. It was not a bad concept. It started feeling very. I mean, even only after like half a day of a weekend stream, um, playing it, it started feeling very repetitive. It was buggy. It was buggy. Lots of crashes and stuff like that. We'll read it real quick though. Diablo 4's beta has reportedly been added to Battle.net. Oh, Blizzard. Blech. Gotham Knights developer teases Damian Wayne. I didn't mean to. Hold on. Let's open that up. We'll see what that. Go back, man. We'll read that. We've hit on this previously. Again, Mojang has announced that basically NFTs and blockchain have no current or future place in the world of Minecraft. They will not be part of that universe. And I'm glad. Page 3, let's see what we got. Stranger Things game announced by Come On. All right, let's see. Video game technology maker Unity Software is cutting. Let's see what this is about. This is, wait, what, 4 weeks ago? Wait, what? So we've had a lot of recent news about Unity, but we didn't ever see this 4 weeks ago. Let's see what this is. So the more recent news from Unity is that they are in a co-op here now with what was it, Ironforge? I think that was the name. For adding in a lot of marketing stuff to their applications for Unity, right? Now, it was Ironforge, right? God, I don't want to misspeak here. Uh, Iron Source. Iron Source, excuse me. That's what it was. So Unity and Iron Source. I apologize. Um, Too many RPGs with forging and iron. So Unity merged with Iron Source to incorporate more marketing into their software, their applications, things like that. But they got severe backlash from it because Iron Source is notorious for having malware injected into their applications and their software, right? Well, immediately afterwards, the CEO of Unity came out and started trying to bash any developer that wasn't looking to monetize the same way that Unity is right now. And then immediately caught backlash for those words as well. So Unity has been getting a lot of, been raising a stink, as it were, and getting a lot of backlash for it in the industry. But I want to see what this is. 4 weeks ago, though. It's weird. Let's see what this. Let's see what we got here. Okay, starting with. Oh, now I don't know that we read about this. Shush your mouth. God, I would love to be able to turn that off. Uh, Video game technology maker Unity Software is cutting more than 200 jobs. Unity Software Inc., which makes the technology underpinning many popular video games, eliminated 4% of staff, adding to a procession of job cuts in the tech industry. Terminations amounted to more than 200 of the 5,900 or so employees of the San Fran-based software company. The move was part of a continued planning process that reflects the company's long-term priorities, Unity said in a statement Wednesday. Unity's 3D graphics technology provides the architecture for hundreds of video games, including indie hits like Among Us and Activision Blizzard's Inc. Hearthstone. Recently, applications for its engine have expanded into movies, artificial intelligence, and 3D simulations, contributing to the company's 11.7 billion market valuation. Excuse me. Unity has lured executives from Amazon, Electronic Arts, Uber, and Zynga, and is considered an attractive, growing company to work for. Unity has courted investors by embracing hype around the metaverse. Oh God, I'm so sick of hearing that word. The company has also made splashy acquisitions, including avatar technology company Ziva Dynamics for an undisclosed sum, and visual effects company Weta for 1.63 billion. The reason I'm tired of hearing about metaverse is because all these companies are doing is throwing around this term metaverse without actually explaining to us as gamers or the consumer what their version of the metaverse is, which would actually differ from anything that they are already providing us. That's what drives me crazy about it. It is a trend word they're throwing around, which to me, unless they are actually describing it as anything different than what they're already providing us, isn't anything different. It is the same thing we're already getting in these gaming universes from these people, these corporations, these developers. It's just a new word they're throwing around to try to seem trendy. That's it. Metaverse stocks have dipped in recent months with companies like Meta Platform and Roblox taking big hits. Unity shares are down 80% from its $201 high in late 2021. Still, Unity reported $320 million in revenue in the first quarter of 2022, a 36% increase from the same period in 2021. John Riccitiello, this is the CEO of Unity that just caught a bunch of backlash that I was just talking about, had told staffers in an all-hands meeting earlier this month that their jobs were secure and the company had no plans for layoffs, according to the video game website Kotaku, which reported on the cuts earlier Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, another video game company, Pokemon Go creator Niantic, terminated 8% of its staff. It followed a parade of other companies, including Netflix, PayPal, and Substack. So a lot of layoffs here recently. A lot of layoffs. Let's see what this is about other than Prime Gaming stuff. So obviously what they're saying is that if you're a Prime Gaming subscriber, you can receive 3 Overwatch loot boxes. Okay, promotion there for sure. But currently the Overwatch loot boxes can take much time and fend off the games primarily in the same veins. A lot more options and different kinds of cosmetics divided into individual segments. Players want to open as many loot boxes as possible. They won't be featured in the next night live game, Overwatch 2. As well, players are expected to carry cosmetics to their Overwatch 2 store, but they will lose the loot boxes to the main items that were waiting to be opened. If you want to improve your cosmetic inventory before release of the new game, this may be your last chance to get more skins in the loot boxes. Yeah. Overwatch 2 is removing loot boxes. Many people don't like to get cosmetics from loot boxes. Firstly, the Overwatch 2 removes loot boxes news hit distressingly. Even though many experts and players criticized the concept, Spain decided to regulate loot boxes because the officials think that the concept refers to gambling. They think it's important for those who live in a nutshell. This seems like a very biased opinion here. A play such as Overwatch can be a gambler's choice. Even in loot boxes, the only thing that you have is basically luck, but it still means you're playing in a different way. Regardless of the kind of betting you play in Overwatch, you can do a lot of the same. In order to pay attention to real games, especially for the Overwatch League, this is written very weird as well. Before the release of the new game, it should be recommended that players who have Prime Gaming loot boxes open them as soon as possible. You'd be able to better cosmetics to flex against rookies in Overwatch. Okay, this is a really, really, really weird written article. But yes, okay, TLDR, here's the deal. Prime Gaming, if you have Prime Gaming, there are all kinds of different types of benefits you can get for in-game items on many, many different pieces of software and games and things. So go check it out. Apparently, Overwatch is one of those where you can still get a few free loot boxes, right? Where you can get skins and everything. Apparently, they're doing away with it in Overwatch 2. There has been a lot of backlash regarding loot boxes because they do. If you're only getting loot boxes, as the big difference here is, if you're only getting loot boxes through grinding them out in game, like the more you play, the more of these loot boxes you get by, achieving certain things in game or whatever, then it's not as big of a deal. But quite often, almost entirely, really, what you see nowadays is loot boxes. You can get an amount of them in game to give you a bit of a taste of what they have to offer because they want you to continue to open them. But you can also buy them with real money, right? That's where the gambling aspect comes in. And I think the big ask here is, and concern here, is not to try to keep people from being able to spend their money like they want to. It is to keep gaming developers from really marketing this stuff towards children. Impressionable young minds that are not mature enough to understand that maybe they're being exploited a little bit in regards to this kind of mechanic. Let's be honest here. Gambling has been known for a very, very, very long time, and it's been proven to be a very, very addictive thing for some people. So the fact that it's something that isn't regulated and is easily accessible to the youth that access video games is a concern for a lot of people. And that's why it is, commonly referred to as a gambling mechanic because it is very closely aligned with gambling. And I don't think it would be as much of a deal right now if it was regulated in a way that we were keeping it away from children. Right? So that's the big deal behind it. I don't think it's as much as trying to keep people from spending their money the way they want to. It's from trying to keep younger audiences away from that kind of mechanic until they're mature enough to make that decision later on after they're an adult. Okay. 2K has delisted almost all the WWE games on Steam. The developer and publisher of the WWE 2K game franchise delists almost all of its Steam releases with no explanation on why this is happening. The issue of video games getting delisted from digital game marketplaces after years of availability is hardly new and surprising. But the latest batch of delistings comes from 2K, the company supporting an extremely wide variety of sports games from numerous niches. Specifically, it seems like almost all the legacy WWE 2K titles are now gone from Steam. There's been some backlash here recently regarding who is now the former CEO of WWE, McMahon, right? Apparently there's been some nasty stuff that has come out about some behind the scenes stuff that it had occurred with that individual and some female wrestlers in the past, and how they have been paid off to stay quiet. And that's what the information has come to light here recently. It appears to be, anyways. And that might be part of this. I don't know. 2K Sports, it's worth pointing out, seems to have failed to announce its delisting of the older WWE 2K titles. Instead, franchise fan and Reddit user Popstasia has noticed this event and took to social media to let people know what was going on. As of right now, only 2 officially licensed WWE games remain on Steam. Players who have wanted to purchase an older edition of the series are unable to do so. WWE fans who may have hoped to compare WWE 2K22 with the previous installments in the series can no longer make this happen, according to Popstasia's findings. At this time, 2K Sports seems to have left just WWE 2K22 and 2K Battlegrounds freely available for purchase after delisting every other formerly available 2K title. Of course, players who had previously owned the delisted entries do still have access to them. It's just currently impossible for new players to go out of their way to purchase them in any official capacity. While it may seem strange that even the newer editions of the series, 2K20, would get removed, the situation is not without precedent in the industry. Earlier this year, Bandai Namco got Fast and Furious Crossroads delisted after just a few months of widespread availability. Instead, the unprecedented part comes from the fact that 2K Sports issued no warning that this would happen whatsoever, which also means the company failed to explain why it was delisting said titles in the first place. The reasoning, however, isn't entirely impossible to deduce. Very likely that 2K Sports' licensing deal for the previous games in the franchise ran out. There was no incentive for the publisher to renew them in any meaningful capacity. Okay. With WWE 2K23 coming out in the foreseeable future, the company is more likely to focus on its more recent endeavors instead. All right. Licensing-related video game delistings can lead to some rather awkward situations for everyone involved. None of the entries in the wildly acclaimed Forza Motorsport series, for example, is currently available for purchase in any way, shape, or form after Forza Motorsport 7 got delisted in 2021. Instead, the fans are forced to wait for the next entry in the series, and something similar seems to be happening with WWE 2K2. Okay, well, apparently it doesn't have anything to do with what I said previously, but it was just something that came to mind because that is some big news that just came out of the WWE world there. I follow sports. It's something that came up. That's why it just was at the forefront of my mind. Ubisoft reportedly planning to already cancel new multiplayer game. Yep. Ubisoft reportedly, is reportedly planning to already cancel a multiplayer game that the publisher only released a little under 2 months ago. Specifically, that game in question happens to be Roller Champions, which is a 3v3 sports-centric multiplayer title. And while the release of Roller Champions is something that it was a long time coming, given that it was first announced back in 2019, sounds like Ubisoft is already giving up on the project. According to video game reporter and insider Jeff Grubb, Ubisoft is planning to formally cancel Roller Champions after the game's 3rd season comes to a close. Grubb divulged this information in the latest episode of Xbox Era Podcast. Although Ubisoft has yet to verify this information is true, it wouldn't be too shocking given that the game hasn't garnered much of the player base since its launch. As mentioned, Roller Champions was first unveiled by Ubisoft all the way back at E3 2019, was accompanied by a pre-alpha demo that players could try. From there, Ubisoft originally intended to release Roller Champions in 2021, but the game ended up getting pushed back to a later date. Finally, in late May 2022, Roller Champions arrived as a free-to-play title for PS, Xbox, and PC. Although there was little celebration or acknowledgement from Ubisoft with its release. The game also came to Switch the following month, but clearly it hasn't been able to grab many players across all its platforms. Assuming this report is true, it stands to reason that we could hear more from Ubisoft in the near future regarding the status of Roller Champions. If the game does end up getting scrapped, though, it would join the likes of numerous other recent projects that have been canceled by Ubisoft. While pillar franchises like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry continue to be quite successful, the company has had great difficulty in recent years when it comes to its experimental titles like Roller Champions. Clearly, the longtime game company is starting to rethink how it approaches these games, which means that we can see fewer free-to-play multiplayer titles from Ubisoft moving forward. This is another example of what we have. We read an article here recently where somebody was talking about how it is becoming more prevalent to see developers scared to branch out and less likely to branch out and create new games rather than just continue to make the new iterations of the same franchises they're already accustomed to making. This is a perfect example. And look, I here lately, I've continued to talk about my concerns regarding Ubisoft as a game developer. This is just another example. They just come out and announced the cancellation of roughly, a handful of games. They've also announced the delay of a handful of games as well. This is after it took them delaying Black Flag, 6 times within a 4-year period to finally get it out. Now this is the second or third time they've had to delay the new oh god, dude, why am I tripping? The movie coming out, Avatar. So the Avatar game they've been creating for a while, which was supposed to be released alongside the movie in December, has now been delayed again, and is just real vaguely with a release date of sometime between 2023 and 2024, which shows me that the game wasn't even close to being ready for release. Now you've got this, and I can tell you, I tried Roller Champions, and it was a cool concept. It was a cool concept. I could see the potential there, but it failed. It was buggy. It crashed constantly. There wasn't enough variety in the game. It got pretty stale pretty quickly. It felt very repetitive, and but there were some cool concepts within the game. They just needed to Wick, what's up, buddy? Yo, what's up, dude? They just needed to build off of what they had there, and here you go. They released this game, and now they're like, we're done. It's canceled. And this just goes to show you again, these it seems like these big devs, they have such a hard time. It seems like they've just lost sight of what it means to create passion, have a passion for creating new games. All they know how to do is lean on the titles that they've been doing forever. And it feels bad. And I think Ubisoft has some significant internal issues right now. I don't know what's going on, but lots of cancellations, lots of delays, and it just seems very apparent that Ubisoft has some significant issues internally. And it's like every day we get new reports of new things happening within Ubisoft. I don't know, man. Seems rough. How are you, buddy? What's up, man? Diablo 4's beta has reportedly been added to the Battle.net launcher. I'm going to read this and I'm going to comment on my personal take here. Diablo 4's beta has been reportedly added to the Battle.net launcher. Sign-ups for the beta opened earlier this year. Why you so early? Why you not read my Discord at everyone? Well, I mean, I've got something going on this morning. You need details, dude? Going out for breakfast? Only if you're coming to visit, dude. What? You coming over? Let's go. Let's go. I've just got some. Yeah, dude. I am actually. Yeah. Yeah. I've got. I gotta take a vehicle in today. Yeah. Just for some preventative maintenance stuff. Yeah, I'm actually going into town. I know. So there's a chance you might have something in the mail today. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on going on a rampage today, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. So I just needed to start early. So basically, I got to go drop a vehicle off just to get oil changed, have it looked over, make sure there's nothing else that needs to be done, and then that's basically the way the day's rolling out, dude. You got to get some preventative maintenance done on one of the vehicles and have it looked over, make sure putting on a lift kit. Hopefully, dude. I just want to be like you, bro. Want to be like you. Lift kit about 17 flagpole posts. Yeah. Um, some spike rims. I'm basically gonna turn it into one of the what was that movie, dude? I always want to call it Thunderdome. What was the name of that? I'm gonna turn it into a God. Can't think of the name of it, dude. Help me out. Help me out. God. It's too early. Not enough coffee, dude. I've even got hold on, dude. Why am I tripping? I've got the get Mad Max, dude. I'm gonna turn it into a Mad Max car, dude. That's what we're gonna do. Mad Max. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna put a big I love Wick sticker on the back of it though. With a big heart. Big Mad Max vehicle with I love Wick and a heart on it. You're wild, dude. Uh So according to Wowhead, the Battle.net catalog config files include new data which suggests the Diablo 4 beta has been added to the platform in preparation for a release. While a release date for the beta hasn't been announced and nothing can be downloaded at this time, installation window is viewable. D4 is planned for release in 2023. Signups for the beta opened earlier this year. As part of an ongoing promotional campaign, tattoo shops all over the world are giving out free Diablo tattoos. What? With fans who get one being informed that they'll receive early access to an upcoming beta, as well as a digital copy of the game. Diablo 4, which won't be playable offline, was originally announced in 2019 for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. PS5 and Xbox Series XS versions were confirmed earlier this year with crossplay and cross progression for all platforms. The game will also support couch co-op on consoles. In June, Diablo franchise general manager Rod Ferguson said Blizzard was, quote, committed to delivering an incredible breadth of content after launch for years to come, anchored around optional cosmetic items and full story-driven expansions. In other Blizzard leak, it appears that the company has accidentally revealed the World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King Classic release date. One second, guys. Gamer, what's up, buddy? Um, See, this is painful for me, man, because I like the I really hope. I guess I really want. I want Diablo 4 to be good because Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 are such a huge part of who I am as a gamer, Um, old school Blizzard, such a big part of who I am as a gamer. Um, right now, currently, I will not play it. What's going to be really wild is how many people actually go out and get a Diablo 4 tattoo and then this game ends up being a complete piece of trash. I mean, it could happen, right? It could happen. And then all these people running around with Diablo 4 tattoos. Yeah, right on. I won't support that company. I won't do it. I just can't do it. I cannot in good conscience support that company. Um Everything I know about it, how absolutely terrible. And I mean, honestly, I don't think I'll ever be able to, especially as long as Bobby Kotick is at the top of Activision Blizzard. Um, that's I think, one of my main obstacles there as far as getting back to where I feel like I can actually play their games again is having Bobby Kotick being at the head of Activision Blizzard. He's just going to have to be gone before I feel like I can ever um, get back to the point of feeling like I can actually support that company again in any form or fashion, whether it be free to play games, actually buying anything of theirs, whatever. That's just where I'm at with it. So again, I think the kind of comedy part of this would be like how many people go out and get Diablo 4 tattoos and then the game ends up being a flop or something. That would be pretty wild. Cover ups. How many people are going to need cover ups? I don't know. Again, I hope it's good. I do because Diablo is such a huge part of who I am as a gamer. But I hate Blizzard right now. I have for a while, but it's really bad for me right now. Gotham Knights developer teases Damian Wayne involvement. I always want to say Damian Wayans. Damian Wayne. The developers at WB Games Montreal behind the upcoming video game Gotham Knights has teased that Damian Wayne could somehow play a role in the title story. Ever since Gotham Knights was first announced, a number of DC fans have wondered why the studio opted to make Tim Drake the Robin in the game rather than Damian, who has taken up the mantle of Robin in a number of recent comic book runs. And while the studio has largely remained quiet on this topic, it sounds like Damian himself could somehow still play a part in the narrative. During a recent interview with comicbook.com at San Diego Comic Con 2022, we inquired about Damian and whether or not he was ever considered as a playable character within Gotham Knights. In short, the developers were quite dodgy about this subject matter and declined to outright answer the question. However, it was said that once players experience the game in full, it will become clear why Damian wasn't chosen as the Robin for Gotham Knights. It's hard for me to answer that question without a major spoiler in the storyline. Gotham Knights creative director Patrick Redding said, "There are reasons that will become very clear why Damian is not in the picture. It's worth stressing that Redding's wording here doesn't imply that Damian will actually be showing up within Gotham Knights. That being said, it's clear that something within the game's story happens to tie in with him in some capacity. Whether or not that means he's directly involved with the plot of Gotham Knights or is instead merely mentioned offhand in some manner remains to be seen. But luckily, we won't have to wait too much longer to find out. Gotham Knights is poised to be released in just a couple of short months on October 25th. When the game does arrive, it'll be coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Again, it was originally slated to be on previous gen consoles, but that was taken away months ago. Do you think that Damian Wayne will end up playing a major role in Gotham Knights? We'll find out, I think. But if you're one of those lore people for that universe, that's probably some good info for you there. Stranger Things game announced by Come on, man. Publishing a board game based on the Netflix smash hit Stranger Things earlier this week. Come On Games announced it would release Stranger Things: The Upside Down in 2023. The game is designed by Rob DeVoe, the designer behind Pandemic Legacy, Cthulhu, Death May Die, and Return to Dark Tower. Stranger Things: The Upside Down is a cooperative game in which players try to save Hawkins from the Upside Down. During the video announcement of the game, DeVoe noted that the Duffer Brothers had played the new game. Expect more details about Stranger Things: The Upside Down to be released next year. Come on. Also announced a new Dune game that pits the Freemen against the Harkonian occupiers of Arrakis. Dune War for Arrakis is notable in that it is designed by Francesco Nepetio and Marco Maggi, two of the designers of the smash hit War for the Ring. Nepetio noted that Dune War for Arrakis will use some of the same mechanics as War for the Ring and will also feature a monster sandworm. Nice. Okay. We see a lot of this. Where we talked about a lot of this. I think we touched on it yesterday, actually, where it's like the a lot of video games are being created based off of board games and vice versa, right? A lot of video games being turned into board games, and that's really cool, man. There's a lot of people that really enjoy the board game side of things, and for those people, it's cool that they are getting introduced to some of the worlds that we love by the games being made into board games, while also maybe bringing them into video games if they're not already video game enthusiasts by some of the board games that they are passionate about being turned into video games also, right? Yeah, you're right. I'm absolutely in the minority. We talk about it quite often, though. Um, so here's the thing. I mean, you do you, man, and that's fine. I understand your stance on it, absolutely, and that's fine. That's fine. Um, and I touched on the fact that do I think that everybody within a company is terrible that I am not a fan of? No, absolutely not. I've touched on that many times where I think that there are a lot of good people that work for that company, which makes it hard for me to take a stance like this. And I don't do it with most companies. But right now, with Blizzard, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yeah. And it's very tough for me to do because Blizzard is was one of my very favorite developers for such a very long time. But it doesn't change the fact that I see them as an absolute massive piece of scum in the industry, which I love, right? Um, so, for me, my own personal views and beliefs regarding the industry, which I am very passionate about, right? I'm at a point of disdain and disgust with that industry or that company that I will not support it because of my own personal views and beliefs of where they're at and just how much negative things they've done. Um, so until I see substantial change from that developer, I won't support it. They're not going to die because there are so many people in the same shoes as you. Um, there are plenty of people that work there that, are good people. I absolutely believe that. And I've touched on that many times. For me personally, and I mean, we've talked about this a lot, and you've even brought it up a lot to me, Gamer. Yeah, and so do you. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And you bring this up a lot, or we've talked about this a lot in the channel and amongst myself and yourself. What would it take to get change? A united front of people going, we're not going to stand for this anymore, right? Um, where does that start? There has to be a catalyst somewhere, my friend. Um, and you can almost attribute it to like the bystander effect, if you know what that is. If you're not familiar with what the bystander effect is, it's and this isn't going to be like the exact same thing, but it's like whenever you're out in a very crowded place, this is just a scenario based situation. The bystander effect happens when you're out in a place that is populated with a certain amount of people. You see something happen, like maybe somebody gets into an accident and a vehicle accident or something. You're on a highway, somebody gets in a vehicle, and no kind of emergency service gets called because everybody thinks there's so many people there that somebody else is going to call, right? To the same effect, it's like, well, I don't need to do anything about it because somebody else will do something about it. You know what I mean? And for me, I guess I'm at the point with how long I have just been watching Blizzard go down this rabbit hole of being a terrible, terrible dev, and the nasty things that have gone on within that company. And again, hopefully the acquisition by Microsoft will turn that place around. But there are definitely some things that I need to see from that company to show me that they are turning around their business practices, their management styles, the way they treat their employees, things like that, before I can personally feel comfortable with backing or supporting them as a corporation anymore. And do I feel like I am necessarily going to be the catalyst for getting people to unite and go, we're not going to support them anymore? No. But, I mean, I at least feel strongly enough about the situation that for me, I just can't do it. And as much as I would love to try Diablo 4 because I want to, I won't. You know, that's just where I'm at with it. And I respect your position on that situation. And yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, man. Yeah, I know. And again, I mean, that was I've talked about that before too. I played I used to pre-order the NHL games for about 5 years in a row. I was pre-ordering NHL games until I finally started taking a look at how EA was just destroying those games, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And that was a long time ago for me. That was a long time ago. I'm talking like 2014, 2015. I think it was the last time I bought one of those games. I was watching EA destroy those games a long time ago, and I quit buying them. So, yeah, I know. And I mean, I think the thing that's really tough is the reason we play games because we love games and we love to be entertained and everything. And it's tough, especially when you see a company that you might not be very thrilled with, right? But you still see them producing a game that you're like, oh, that looks like that might be fun because that's why we play games, right? We love games. Yeah, yeah, it really is crazy. It really is crazy. Yeah, I know, man. And that's why, I mean, again, that's why I'm like, no, am I going to be the catalyst to get everybody to stand up and be like, we're not going to support them? No, I don't believe that. You know what I mean? But I guess for me, I just, at the end of the day, I'm going to feel better about myself knowing that I don't support that company and who they are until I know that they have actually had some kind of substantial turnaround in the way they conduct their business. Um, that's just where I'm at with it, personally. So, um, and it's tough because games are. That's why we play games. They're fun, dude. We love games, right? And ultimately, that's why I think a lot of people find it tough to not support companies because even though they make like a company like Blizzard makes a ton of mistakes and they're seen as one of the kind of real nasty entities within the industry that we love, They come out with something like Diablo 4, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait to play it, man!" You know, because at the end of the day, it's a video game, and there's a lot of clout behind it, and they're fans of that series from way back. I'm one of those fans, you know, and it's very hard not to want to play it. So I get it, I really do. For me, I've been pushed past my breaking point with that company, I think. So, but I understand. I do. This is cool though, man. Board game stuff. Dark Souls 3 Steam update suggests imminent multiplayer fix. PC servers could be back soon. Um, this is like over half a year now. Over half a year that the online servers have been down. I think for all three of the Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Is that right? I think. From Software has updated the Steam version of Dark Souls 3, the PC versions of these, actually, I think is what it is. After around 2 years, leading to speculation the trilogy's PC servers will be back soon. After a hacking exploit brought down the Dark Souls trilogy servers on PC in January, yeah, both Bandai Namco and From Software have said a fix is on the way. Neither gave any sort of time frame or release window for the fix. Now, the backend for Dark Souls 3 on Steam has seen an update, as shared by Lance McDonald on Twitter, which appears to be some sort of debug change to the game. Whilst there is no confirmation that the servers will be back up soon, it is the first backend update for around 2 years, according to SteamDB. As debugging is essentially the process of removing errors and certain behaviors in a program or in video games, the fixing of bugs, it's believed that this could be Bandai Namco and From Software gearing up for a patch that brings online play back to the PC version of the game. And if you're not aware, it's not just the online multiplayer stuff. There's a lot of online functionality, I think, that has been removed from the games because the online servers have been down for these titles on PC. It's worth noting that there appears to be no such debug. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The last we heard of the PC servers returning was in May of this year when publisher Bandai Namco said the servers would be back up as soon as possible. It's very vague. Later that same month, developer From Software addressed the issue, saying, "We plan to restore online servers for each game progressively, bringing back servers for Dark Souls 3 once we complete the necessary work to correct the problem." The studio also said it will provide updates once the restoration schedule is finalized, and it looks like the debugging of Dark Souls 3 means progress is well underway. Yeah, dude, we're talking, and even though Elden Ring's out, that doesn't change the fact that there are a ton of people that still play all the other Soulsborne games, right? So for these games on PC, for the online servers to have been down for over 6 months at this point, or around 6 months at this point, is pretty significant. Especially because From Software and Bandai Namco have been pretty quiet on this front. They have not been communicating very well with the community about what is going on here. Is Wick still up in here? Yo, where's Wick at? He had to bounce. Apex Legends accidentally shows off new character Vantage. An imminent stories from the Outlands episode is expected to officially announce him. Apex Legends may have accidentally revealed a new character earlier than intended, as Respawn Entertainment showed a preview for an upcoming Stories from the Outland episode. Showing in the Apex client itself, the preview features a character with dark shoulder-length hair wearing a headset with black smudges on their face. They were shown only briefly as Respawn Entertainment quickly removed it from the game, but eagle-eyed fans on Reddit are already discussing the meaning of the sneak peek. Caption for the preview read, "There's a new installment of the Stories from the Outlands. Watch, survive, and meet the new legend joining the games in Apex Legends Hunted, coming August 9th. Fans spotted that a further caption said she was one of two people on her planet, meaning it's unlikely this new addition is part of the Nordic characters. Since then, the official Apex Legends Twitter account posted a short teaser including a voice. It was captioned, "Distress transmission incoming," and heavily hints towards the imminent arrival of a new character. Stories from the Outlands are a series of animated featurettes centered around the lore of Apex Legends, also known as lore trailers. An episode is released before the start of each season, which introduces the next legend being added to the game. The character shown in the accidental post closely resembles Vantage, a new legend who was part of a massive Apex leak in March. Fellow hero Newcastle also had her model leaked and was introduced in Season 13. Also included in the same leak were 9 legends, 5 weapons, and some heirlooms for Crypto and Valkyrie, which were later released, adding authenticity to the rest of the information. Respawn has since announced the premiere of the next stories from the Outlands for later today, July 25th at 4 p.m. All right. So, new character for Apex. There you go. Black Panther video game teased by Insider. It's random mode time, by the way. Orphan time. Let's go. Right there on my camera, too. Oh, man. I missed it. A notable video game industry insider has seemingly teased that a Black Panther game is in the works. This weekend has already been a big one for the popular Marvel superhero following the reveal of the trailer for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is set to hit theaters later this year. And while this might be the most notable piece of Black Panther, nice gamer, nice dude, media on the horizon, it seems like Marvel Games could be working on its own video game adaptation for the character as well. On social media this afternoon, gaming industry reporter and insider Jeff Grubb teased that a Black Panther game is in the pipeline. Grubb said next to nothing definitive about the project, but indicated that he would be revealing more of what he has heard in a new stream tomorrow on Monday, July 25th. At this time, it seems like we should begin to learn new details of what could be a major new Marvel title on the horizon. In recent years, Marvel has already been looking to expand its presence in the video game space in a major way. This has been mostly notable seen through projects like Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Marvel's Avengers. We've got Wolverine on the way. Read about that yesterday a little bit more. While all these titles have already caught on in a major way with fans, Marvel Games has shown that it isn't slowing down whatsoever. At this point in time, a sequel to Marvel Spider-Man is in the works. Go along with Midnight Suns and Wolverine, right? Now it looks like a Black Panther game could be joining this future slate. At this point in time, Black Panther has yet to receive his own video game, but the character's growing popularity in recent years would definitely warrant it. Currently, Black Panther has been playable in Marvel's Avengers and was added to the game via a dedicated expansion titled War for Wakanda. And while that add-on was already popular with fans, it looks like T'Challa could be getting thrust into the spotlight in an even bigger way. All right. So, looks like good potential there for a Black Panther Marvel game as well. Here we go. So this will be the last article I have for this morning, unless anybody has anything they want to bring to my attention for us to discuss for anything pertinent to video gaming news and the industry before we finish up here, okay? Daily deals get a free year of Switch Online when you buy select Switch games. This was yesterday. Everyone needs Switch Online, but no one likes to pay for it. Today, you can earn a free year of Nintendo Online subscription service just by buying a Switch game at Best Buy from its supported list. If you're dealing with a heat wave right now, check out the deal on a top-of-the-line fan from Dyson. Yeah. They got some 3080 GPUs in stock as well. Free 12-month Nintendo Switch Online with select Switch games. We're talking, this might still be going on, potentially. Animal Crossing New Horizons, Mario Kart 8, Mario Party Superstars, Mario Tennis, and Super Mario 3D World. Yo, gamer, have a great day, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you very much, my friend. Be safe. Have a great day, dude. If you want to play games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and more with your friends across the world, you'll need a subscription to Nintendo Switch Online, usually costing $19.99 a year for the cheapest option. Today, you can net yourself a free year of the service when you buy select Switch games at Best Buy. And luckily, it's some of the best games on the system, including Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Mario Party Superstars, and Mario World 3D. Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury. Excuse me. When you subscribe to Switch Online, Mamzelle, what's up, my friend? You'll get access to online play as well as a library of classic NES and Super Nintendo games. How are you, Mamzelle? Looks like they also have like some micro SD cards, Western Digital solid state drives. No, that is a. Oh, that's an Xbox game drive. Yeah, that's an HDD. That is not a solid state drive. That's an HDD. 5 terabytes right there. Pure cooling, purifying fan from Dyson. $800 for a 3080. Yep. Breath of the Wild's $40. Skyward Sword. Wow. Okay, it's Monday. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I've actually I've got some stuff to do this morning as well, if it makes you feel any better. Yeah, they've got the Apple TV, Razer. There's all kinds of stuff from Best Buy here. I'll throw this in chat. Yeah, so I've actually I've got to run an errand this morning too. I started up the news segment about 30 minutes early this morning because we've got to we got to take a break so I can uh, run to town, uh, do a couple of errands, then come back and start the stream back up, man, to do the gaming segment for a while today. It's a bit of a day, so trying to work in as much content as I can for the stream today, amidst having to take care of some life stuff as well. Um, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. It's Monday though, for sure. Yeah. How was your weekend? There's the link in chat right there. I don't know if this is still going on or not. Um, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Um, it might still be happening today. I don't know. I don't know. It's worth taking a look if you're interested. I might take a look later on. Yeah. Yep. 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 I think that kind of does it for the news segment this morning, guys. Yeah. 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 Again, so kind of what's happening here is a bit of a weird situation for today. I've got a errand that I have to run this morning, so we got the news segment started up early so we could get this taken care of. I have to run to town in just a bit, take care of some stuff, and then once I get back, we will start the stream back up and get into our day 16 of Witcher. Okay. Normally we run straight from news into gameplay, but today I've got to take just a bit of a break here. So the stream will go down for a little bit, and I'll be back once I get back from running to town and running my errand. I'll come back and we'll start the stream back up. Okay. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you for being here and being part of the news segment. I hope that your Monday is going well as a Monday can be going so far. And I don't know, if you're viewing this as a VOD on YouTube, you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and potentially leave me a comment so we can have a bit of a discussion regarding some of the articles we went over today, okay? Also, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us at 6 o'clock a.m. CST, where we do video gaming news at the beginning of every single stream every single day, all right? Other than that, everybody just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for July 26th edition of Video Gaming News. All right. Again, I'm going to go ahead and take the stream down. This isn't normal. Normally we run right into gaming stuff, but stream will go down. I'll be back roughly probably around 9 a.m. CST. So a couple of hours, and we'll get into our Witcher 3 gameplay, okay? Mamzel, everybody. You guys look great this morning. Have a great day. You rock. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours, okay? Thanks. Bye, guys.